It's the Tea with Charles podcast, where everyone is a celebrity.
Welcome to the Tea with Charles podcast. I recently published my 6th original book. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th original book, Saints and Sinners in Oklahoma City. And we are going to give away 3 more copies of the book. But you got to listen all the way to the end of the podcast to find out how to get your copy. When I left Los Angeles 12 months ago, my first stop was Oklahoma City. I went out that first night to a gay bar called Tramps. Tramps has a weekly drag review on Sundays, hosted by the glamorous, the splendiferous queen of Oklahoma City nightlife, Raven Delray.
Pour yourself some tea, and let's dive into these hot topics.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in the backstage of Tramps with the fabulous, the marvelous Raven Delray. How you doing, Raven?
Oh, it's night 3 in this dress, so I'm making it.
Night 3 in this dress. How many times a week are you performing in drag?
3 usually the most these days, but it used to be 6.
6 days a week?
Yeah.
Do you make your full-time living off of drag, or do you have another income?
It's the majority of my living, but I also have worked for an interior designer for 19 years, and then I also have created costumes and wigs and all those kind of things for girls over the years as well.
That is fabulous, and I can tell you're always put together. You're the queen on the scene, the madam of nightlife here in Oklahoma City.
Well, don't tell the other girls that.
Oh.
They might not agree.
I want to ask you real quick. Let's go back to the beginning. Did you grow up here in Oklahoma?
I was born in Claremore.
Okay.
My parents got divorced because my mother got strung out when I was 2.5, 3 years old.
Oh my gosh.
We moved to Arizona for about 1.5 years, and my dad was working at the post office in Pryor when we left. He ended up getting a part-time job in Phoenix at the post office. It was only seasonal, but then he got hired in Lawton, and so from about 4 until I think I was just 21 when I moved here to the city.
Because a lot of queens, they have their first night of drag. They say there's Pride queens and Halloween queens. What was your first night doing drag like?
I think I probably did Halloween a couple of times when I was younger, but my first real night was at the Rec Room when I was 15.
The Rec Room, where was that in Oklahoma City?
It's just right down the street here on 39th.
So 39th Street, if you're not from here, it's kind of the gay strip, right?
Right. It's next to what used to be the park, which is now the Apothecary. So it was next door to that. It was the underage club.
So you started out drag doing the Rec Room. Around what year was that?
Oh, 94, 95.
Was your name always Raven Delray?
Oh, no.
What was your first drag name?
I can't remember my exact first one, but my second one was Nomi Monroe from Showgirls.
So one of your first drag names was Nomi Monroe. So Nomi as in Nomi Malone from Showgirls, and Monroe like Marilyn Monroe?
Right.
Okay. I like it. I mean, we all love a Showgirls moment. You've been performing as Raven Delray for a while now. Tell us about the drag concept. What is the persona of Raven Delray? What kind of girl is she?
So, when I first started, I was really just kind of like watching everybody and doing whatever they were doing just because I wanted to be a part of it. But as I got older and started aging up to be in pageants, the person that inspired me the most was my friend Rob, who was Bridget Lee, Miss Gay Oklahoma 2000, because she wasn't the skinniest girl, but she wasn't like a big girl. Her frame was very similar to mine. She was probably thinner than I am now, but she just had a more full-figured look, and I struggled with my weight growing up, and so I saw her and I just thought, wow, she's beautiful. Like, if I could look like that.
So you wanted to embrace the curviness.
I mean, I just didn't feel like I had a choice because nobody was really eating to have that figure, and I like food.
Oh, I love food.
I mean, my grandmother raised us most of our life in between my dad's marriages, and so I was always in the kitchen cooking and stuff with her.
Yeah.
So,
All right, here's a good question for you, Raven. You're a married woman, right?
yeah, 11 years.
11 years. Since we're talking about cooking, when you want to make your man sassified, what do you cook for him? What does he come home to when you want to be like, all right, this is the meal for my man?
His favorite thing is shrimp Alfredo. He's very pasta oriented. So
Okay.
anything pasta, like homemade spaghetti, Alfredo, any kind of like casserole with pasta in it, he loves it.
Sounds delicious. You're making me hungry right here.
I know, I didn't get to eat dinner because I had to put on this girdle.
Oh, well, Oklahoma's kind of the South. It's like, what kind of seasonings you use on that pasta?
Everything.
Everything. If it's in the spice rack, it's going in there.
Most likely. I mean, there's some stuff that, like, I can't do, like cilantro or saffron, weird things like that because they just repeat on me. But I'll put Cajun seasoning, whatever, as long as it's not just a noodle or old dry piece of chicken.
And one thing I always love seeing the Raven Delray shows is you always come painted, you always have your face. So I want to know some of Raven Delray's makeup secrets. Like, what do you put on before you put on, like, do you put on a lotion before you do your foundation and all that?
No, I just use really good skincare before, like in the shower,
Okay.
and I use really good stuff to like take my makeup off. A lot of girls do like baby oil to take it off, and I can't do that. I have to use something that's got some kind of aloe or some kind of other, moisturizer in it, or it gets really dry, like, this patch right here. But in the winter, it's really hard on my skin too, so I have to like moisturize with something more than just oil. And then the oil sometimes gets too greasy. I have really strange skin.
Okay. So you're doing your skincare regimen. Start to finish, how long does it take? How long does the beat take?
I think the quickest is 13 minutes.
13. So that's your quick drag time. All right, when you're going full force, go to a pageant or something. How long does it take then?
I don't like to spend more than 45 minutes because I feel like if you've done it as many times as I have, and if my quickest time is 13 minutes, my regular time is about 25. If I go over 40, I start second guessing everything, and then everything starts messing up. Like I have a droopy eyelash, or the liner's going crazy, or there's too much blush on one side, or I'm patchy. So you just put it where it goes, add a little extra, and move on.
All right. So if you were, let's imagine we're talking to a baby queen right now, just a little twink, ready to make their debut. What is your makeup advice for them?
I mean, people want to just like watch a tutorial and think that's for them. Really for me, it really helped me to do a lot of theater in school, and not necessarily like on stage, but to be the makeup person behind stage so you can learn like facial shapes and contour and colors. Like if you could learn your face shape and you know it well, you can not only be yourself, but you can like maybe be Dolly today, and then tomorrow you can be Stevie Nicks, and the next day you can be if you can just learn all of that first, it'll help you.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of baby queens out there that appreciate your advice. Let's turn our topic next to divas, something every drag queen loves. Who are let's say your top 5 divas of all time?
Okay, and no particular order.
Okay.
Of course, Bette Midler.
Bette Midler.
Madonna. Her earlier work, I connect with more, but I still think she's fabulous.
All right.
It's gonna sound very stereotypical, but of course, Cher is up there.
Cher.
Dolly. Patsy Cline.
All right. So when you want to really get people dancing, what's a song that you bring out to get all the kids dancing?
Oh, I stopped doing that years ago when I gained weight.
We can still dance, girl. I've been eating these onion burgers here in Oklahoma, and
yeah, that's true. Oklahoma will get you.
I mean, we still know how to have fun and dance around. All right, let's change the question then. When you want to do your torch ballad, you want to make everybody cry, bring tears to their eyes. What's the number you bring out?
Purple Rain by Leanne Rimes.
Oh, she's got a version of Purple Rain, Prince's Purple Rain, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to check that out because I love Purple Rain and I do enjoy Leanne Rimes.
And then Mariah Carey also has a song called Vanishing, and my friend Anita sang it for our senior graduation. It was the first time I heard it. Every time I do that song, people just go in.
I like this show right here, Charles. Tea with Charles. I like it.
I'm going to ask you about just the gay scene in general. I feel like back in the 90s, things, they felt a little more underground, right? It was different than today that you go to Pride and you've got the floats and the rainbows at Starbucks and all that stuff.
Right.
Is there a part of you that misses when it was a little more underground?
I don't know. It's kind of a loaded question because if you're remembering back, of course you have fond memories of being young and being gay, and those are the people you knew, and there wasn't a lot of allies brought around because people were so scared. But like now we have all these allies, and I have made great relationships with them just as well. But I think maybe where it's hard is when somebody is brought for the first time by a friend and they just don't understand.
Right.
That it's not just, oh, you're gay, you're going to buy all my drinks and you're going to have drugs and I'm going to get to do whatever I want and I'm going to get to be on stage and be disrespectful. That part about it, like, I would never come into your job and do that.
Right.
Don't come into mine and do it.
That's a good read right there.
No, what's the truth?
When I first got here to Oklahoma a year ago, I guess, one thing that made me want to put you on my show is that you support a lot of charities. You're really big in the community. What are some of the charities, community things that you're supporting?
For the most part, I will support anybody in the community that supports anybody else in the community.
Right.
I was taught by my friend Calvin when I first started really becoming of age and being on bigger shows and being asked to do things. And, I didn't know a lot about charity and all that. And he kind of explained it to me. And he said, people in this community don't have to give you money.
Right.
For walking around in a dress and lip syncing somebody else's song. But if they're willing to give you money, you should be willing to return the favor if it's going to make the community better and if it's going to create an example for you to set so that it bridges that gap of community queens, patrons, and it may be the thing that encourages somebody else to get involved that didn't know anything about. So he was just saying like it's a snowball effect, and you have to respect what people have given you because they're basically giving you free money, but you also have to like give back. Like you have to be a part of it. It's all one big system that really is meant to work together, and some people maybe don't understand that, and some entertainers maybe don't feel like that's their place. But if we don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. We got to help each other.
Well, I really respect that. I could really feel, because at the end of a lot of your Sunday reviews anyway, here at Tramps, you'll do a shout out to the charities, and then you'll have your kind of sisterhood moment with you'll bring the other girls out. And what's that song you guys always do here at the end? Is it the Best Little Whorehouse?
Yeah, we do that. We do If You Don't See What You Want Up Here. And the one that I love is Woman. I love doing Woman. Makes you feel like a real lady at the end of the night when you're drunk.
It's like the drunker you get, the prettier we look. The old cliche.
It's like we can get through that without falling. We're good. Which we never try to get really that drunk. But it's just... that's the time when you can breathe and say, okay, I can actually go have a drink and a shot together and just sit at the bar and just cool down,
So next up here on the Tea with Charles podcast, we're going to play a little game with Miss Raven Delray. So Raven, like most queens, we love the movie. We love a camp classic movie. We love Showgirls.
Yes.
So I brought a bunch of quotes from Showgirls, and me and Raven are going to reenact these little scenes. All right, Raven, in the scenes, do you want to be Crystal or Nomi?
Oh, you know what? I think in life I'm always portraying Nomi, so maybe I'll be Crystal.
Oh, you're going to be Crystal this time?
Yeah.
All right, grab a paper and let's see which scene we're going to do. So you want to be Crystal?
Oh, yes. I'm so glad I got this one.
Okay.
I actually say this all the time to Nicole. Yeah, you ready?
All right.
You are a whore, darling.
No, I'm not.
We all are. We take the cash, we cash the check, we show them what they want to see.
Maybe you're a whore, Crystal, but I'm not.
You and me were exactly alike.
I'll never be like you.
I love that scene.
All right, the next scene we're reenacting from Showgirls is the opening scene where Molly's introducing herself to Nomi.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I'll be Molly and you be Nomi.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Back east?
From where back east?
Different places.
We need some French fries to throw.
I know. A little basket to jiggle around.
All right, you grab one now.
Oh, it's Crystal and Nomi again.
Okay. Oh, here's one of the classic ones. So
Okay, I'll go.
Go ahead.
I've had dog food.
You have?
Mm-hmm. Long time ago. Doggy chow. I used to love doggy chow.
I used to love doggy chow too.
Oh, those bitches are a mess.
Yeah, let's do this one. Next, we've got.
Oh, you had to be the man this time because I had to.
All right.
I have to do this one.
So this is the classic song. Nomi has just gotten her dress, and Tony says, "Nice dress."
Thanks. I bought it at Versailles. In the Forum?
Oh yeah, Versailles. I love Versailles.
Me too. So ridiculous.
All right, let's do another one. All right, so this is all you. This is all you. It's Mama Bazoom from the Cheetah.
Oh Lord. She looks better than a 10-inch dick, and you know it.
All right, here's a good one that both of us could do. All right, you're Crystal and I'm Nomi. We're having dinner at Caesar's at Spago, I guess.
Yeah. You have great tits. They're really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I like nice tits. I always have. How about you?
I like having nice tits.
How do you like having them?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. This is the best.
Isn't this fun?
Yeah. Oh, it's Crystal. Okay. You don't want to piss me off, darling, now that we're friends.
Oh, no. You shouldn't get pissed off. Makes you look older. God, what a bitch.
Well, in her defense, she knew that Miss Thing was trying to take her job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's another Crystal and Nomi one. You like my nails? Not as nice as yours.
Maybe I could help you with yours, if you like.
Why would you do that for me?
What are friends for?
On second thought, I'm not so sure I want you to be doing mine. I'm getting a little old for that hoary look.
Oh! Watch out for the hoary look. That's I'm all about the hoary look.
Yeah. And meanwhile, her nails are like 14 freaking inches long with rhinestones and dingleberries hanging off of them. I'm like, really, girl? You're talking about somebody being a whore?
All right, so this is all you, Crystal.
Oh. Crystal O'Connor used to have ginger brown hair and little bitty tits. It's amazing what painting the surgeon can do.
What an actress. Practically Meryl Streep here.
I may have watched the movie about 14 million times.
Okay. All right. Here. Okay. So I'll do. You want to do that one?
Oh, I love it. He is so
So there's
timid.
There's like this ginger choreographer.
Yeah, the old queen.
All right, go ahead.
He's so timid, and then all of a sudden he's like, thrust it, thrust it, thrust it, thrust it. That's enough, ladies. Oh, very Mitch and Cam from Modern Family. That's what he reminds me of.
All right, this is Crystal. This is all you.
Oh, I say this to people all the time when the girls complain about not getting a booking or it was their turn or, complaining about something about drag. I always tell them there's always someone younger and hungrier coming down the stairs, darling.
Uh-oh, we better watch out here in Oklahoma City.
Honey, they get vicious sometimes.
This is the Wild West.
Honestly, the only reason I'm still around is because when bitches call in, I show up. It ain't that I'm that talented. I just have good work ethic.
You are talented, baby. You are great. I love your shows.
I really think I do a good job, but sometimes it really is just about being the only bitch to show up.
Being the bitch that answered the phone.
Yeah.
All right, so they're in the dressing room, and we got one of the dancers.
Oh yeah,
she needs an alteration
with the braids, the long braids.
All right, give me this one, Raven.
They're gonna see a smiling snatch if you don't fix that G-string. She was a shady one, honey. She was doing beads on that stage. And busted that poor black girl up that was beautiful. Ooh. And then her crazy old child.
All right, so we got a Crystal and Nomi one here. Oh, about the cheetah.
I love this because she asked her. She said, "I'm a dancer." Oh, where do you dance at? She said, "I dance at the cheetah." She says, "I don't know how good you are, darling, and I don't know what it is that you're good at, but if it's at the cheetah, it ain't dancing. I know that much."
You don't know shit.
She was so bitter. I was like, I would have told Crystal, "Fuck you, bitch. At least I'm getting paid."
All right, so if you were a Vegas showgirl, would you be more of a cheetah girl or a goddess girl?
I would want to be a goddess girl, but I would spotlight at the cheetah on the nights off because that's tips.
I know, she was getting lots of money just to wiggle around.
I don't know that I would want to do the back room every night, but if I could just like twirl that pole and do that Pop Goes the Zipper song and then make some money and then just like spotlight that night, and then I can get my regular government check over here at Goddess.
So you'll be double dipping.
Right.
So it's Raven Delray at Goddess and over at the Cheetah you're
Sloop Sue or something.
All right, we got two left here. So this is Nomi and Crystal. Oh, I get a headache from champagne.
This isn't champagne. This is holy water.
I love it.
We did that one already. Oh, I can sit here and do these all night. I just love it.
All right, so we did the quotes from Showgirls. Why? It's a camp classic. We all love camp classics as gay men. What do you love about Showgirls?
It really is. I think I connected to it because, well, I mostly connected to it first because of Elizabeth Berkley, because I just thought she was beautiful. I watched her all growing up. I was so excited for her to be in a big movie, and unfortunately, people thought it was too camp and too, I don't know, B-rated or whatever. As I've gotten older, that dressing room and how those girls act, and not everywhere that I work. Like here at Tramps, we all get along. We've all been around forever. We've been friends forever. But I have worked in places, honey, those girls are trying to get ahead, and they do not care what they have to do or say or who they have to tell it to. If they can get ahead, they will do it. And that's sad because if you just let your talent speak for you and you're just nice, honey, nice gets you a lot further than shitty and shady.
Damn right. Words of wisdom from Raven Delray.
How scandalous. I'm clutching my pearls.
So, I have a theory, I guess, about Showgirls. I think it really would have been the big hit they wanted it to be if the ending wasn't that strange rape thing. Like, it was this fun, slutty movie, and then there's the rape scene, and it takes it to a dark place. And it's not fun
Yeah.
anymore. It's not fun after that. It's like, oh, this fun movie. Okay, this it's not fun now.
Well, and even though, like, they found out that that wasn't her real name and she was running for the law, like, I mean, how many movies have we seen where, like, the girl that's running from a bad situation makes good and you root for her? So you're, like, rooting for her the whole time. Then the rape happens. And because she's a good person, she goes and fucks him up. And now you're mad at her? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why couldn't you just let her be on this billboard with this sickening blue boa and upsweep that clearly was not even her hair, but she still looked good? Like, why couldn't you just let her star in the show? Crystal could have been patched up. They could have sent her back to Omaha or wherever the hell she's from. Naomi could have starred. Then she could have been a movie star. Then she could have done all this other stuff. Yeah, I agree. It is silly as one of the hardest scenes for me to watch because it's actually very violent and very graphic.
In hindsight, maybe because it was so bad, we still remember it today. Maybe if it was just a good movie, we would have forgotten it. Because it's kind of a camp classic, we're still talking about it, we're quoting it. You know, it's a lot of fun.
It felt more like if you're gonna try to go to Vegas and be a dancer, beware. Like, instead of like, come to Vegas, be a dancer, have your own show, have a great career, make over the whole town, be a, like, they just took it like way left.
You know, I have a little read for this movie though, because remember, after Crystal leaves, they're debating like who's going to be the next headliner.
Oh, and that girl with the braids.
And they're like, well, we could hire Janet Jackson or Paula Abdul. And I'm like, bitch, Paula Abdul ain't gonna be in this shit.
No, because Paula, first of all, is not getting naked because Paula is not that kind of girl. And they put Janet in there, and I just watched that whole documentary about Janet this week. You know, Ryan falls asleep early because he nurses all day. So as soon as he goes to bed, I watch the stuff I don't watch. And they just did the documentary on Janet about, like, the nip slip at the Super Bowl and the hard time they gave her. Janet was never going to show her titties after that. Y'all have tried it. Y'all have just thrown that in there.
Those tits are covered.
But I'll tell you what, you know, I didn't even put her on my list, but I love Janet Jackson.
I do love Janet Jackson. We gotta love Janet Jackson. It's the pleasure principle, darling. Well, Raven Delray, I could sit here and talk with you all night. You're hilarious.
We probably will after this, because we normally do.
I know my listeners are going to want to check out one of your shows. Where can the listeners of the Tea with Charles podcast find you?
I'm here at Tramps every Sunday at 10 p.m. with my co-host Roxy Hart and all my girls. And I'm at Frankie's, usually Fridays and Saturday nights. Every once in a while I have a night off, but even if it's a night off, I'm usually there supporting, because if you want your community to strive, you got to support everybody else. And if I'm not there supporting, it's because, well, I'm probably at home eating pasta with my husband.
Eating pasta. Getting that chicken Alfredo.
And passing out early, yeah. All
right. Well, thank you for being so generous with your time. Break a leg with your shows, and I will see you at Tramps.
All right. Thank you, babe. Had a good time. Now bring me more quotes.
I hope you enjoyed my interview with Raven Delray, who you can catch every Sunday night at Tramps, 2201 Northwest 39th Street, Oklahoma City. I still have 3 copies of Saints and Sinners in Oklahoma City to give away, and you can get yours by finding me on social media at King Charles 0921. That's at King Charles 0921. Leave the comment, Raven is gorgeous, and you will receive a free copy of Saints and Sinners in Oklahoma City. Thank you for listening to the Tea with Charles podcast. Join me again next time.
Ta-ta for now.